Hey all YouTubers and subscribers, this is Try76. Yes, I'm smoking. I have every reason to. Okay, I'm going to first give you an update. Gladys is home. Gladys is in the hospital through neglect from the nursing home. She has a tissue infection. On her forearm, she's all bruised. Okay. On her arm here, there's an old bruise there with a big lump, which I was concerned about. Then the nurse came yesterday, noticed up in the upper part of her arm being red and warm, and she was worried about it being a clot. Well, come to find out yesterday, that's a clot on her arm from an old bruise that they had given her in a nursing home. Supposedly today she was to stay overnight, but I really don't look for it, which will help me out a lot because come tomorrow, Jim is going to have his cancer surgery. So it's going to be a long day. I do have someone to sit with her in case she does come home. Just hoping. And Gladys has been doing very well. We've had our problems, we've had our issues, but she is straightened out and she is doing fantastic. She's up and walking where they didn't have her up and walking before. Okay, while I was at the emergency room yesterday, me and Jim were going out of the emergency room while they were taking Gladys down for some tests. And there were these two people and this one woman, and she started yelling and screaming at us to get the F out of her way. And so it happened to be where Gladys's gurney was in the emergency room. Their room where they put the mental patients is right next to her, okay? And Gladys finally, for once, got to see someone who was possessed to a degree by hearing her voice. Okay, what I found interesting yesterday was I was sitting there while Jim came back and pushed her lifeline button and all that. But anyway, there was a voice change in this female. It was the same female that yelled at me and Jim. And she was so mean and hateful. But the voice change, it could be that some people would say it as a personality thing. An alter personality or whatever. Just like a split personality type thing. But with my experience in the paranormal, okay, with exorcism, I leaned over and whispered to Gladys. I said, "Do you hear her voice change? Do you hear her voice?" And she said, "Yeah, I do." I says, "You know what, Gladys?" I says, "Right now," I says, "I wish I could walk in there." And I said, and slammed the Bible on her forehead, because I said, "That girl is possessed." I said, even when I was outside when she yelled at me, I stopped dead. But then the look she gave me, and I seen the pupil of her eyes. Okay? And of course, it startled me because of what she said to me. And I had this strange, uncanny feeling come over me. Well, she witnessed yesterday for the first time the difference in the personality voices. And a shrink would say that's a split personality. I feel that this girl was possessed because I explained it to Gladys. I said, listen to what she's saying. I said, she is saying mean, hateful things just like the devil would say. About killing people, and about people in general, about hating people, about her wanting to do this to people, and her wanting to do that to people. And, you know, just hateful, mean things. And I'm pretty sure if I would have had the opportunity yesterday, guaranteed I would have done an exorcism on her. And I find that, you know, what prompted me was the energy that I was getting from her. And not only that, it was a couple different factors that I know she was possessed. She didn't talk about hearing voices or nothing. It was just mean, hateful things that I've seen people possessed to say. You see, and so what a shrink would say would be a dual personality type thing. This case wasn't. Okay, and I had that urge to get up, and I wanted to do this thing on her so bad, but I knew if David wasn't with me, this girl would have attacked me too. But she almost attacked me outside for no apparent reason. None. Okay? And I take it that someone who is possessed knows that I walk in the light. And they know this because that's the demon inside of them. And they sense that, and they don't like that. Because she almost attacked me yesterday outside for no apparent reason. So this gives you food for thought of how different personalities react, what society sees them as, and the way I see them as. You see. But I thought I'd make a video and put this up here because I haven't put a video up in a couple days. So this is one of the signs. And I think I mentioned about the eyes and stuff. Because I looked her square in the face, the eyeball to eyeball, yesterday. And she spoke to me and Jim real nasty and mean. And I stood my ground. And Jim had to grab a hold of me to get me going because I sensed what was going on there, you know. And it was very interesting. So Gladys got a little bit of insight on what I deal with in someone who is possessed, you know. And for once, she finally understood because she too noticed the difference in the tones of voice. Even though it was her own voice, I could have brought that demon out if I was allowed to. If I wouldn't have been in the hospital, this makes about the second time I've had the urge to do that, you know, but I can't do it, alright, and it's frustrating for me. But yeah, she was a classic case of a malevolent spirit that has overtaken her body. Alright, this is Try 76 signing off.